Something is watching you, right now. In North America, people walk through cougar territory every day. Most of them never see the predator, but the predator almost always sees them. Because a mountain lion doesn't hunt by running faster than its prey. It hunts by removing the moment when prey realizes it's being hunted. There is no long chase, no dramatic pursuit across open ground. Instead, the mountain lion turns the hunt into something much shorter, a problem of distance. And once the distance disappears, the outcome is usually decided in seconds. But the most dangerous part of the hunt happens long before the jump. The mountain lion is already moving, slowly, quietly, almost lazily through the terrain. Brush shifts slightly. Leaves compress under padded paws. Almost no sound escapes. And the reason is hidden inside the animal's feet. CGI paw structure. Mountain lions walk on thick elastic pads that absorb impact like shock absorbers. Each step spreads pressure across soft tissue instead of hard bone. Twigs don't snap. Vibrations fade into the ground. To prey animals that depend on sound, the predator almost disappears. But silence is only half the trick. The other half is visibility. Look at the fur pattern, or rather, look at the lack of one. No stripes, no spots, no strong visual contrast, just muted brown and gray tones. At first glance, it looks plain, but that simplicity is camouflage. Complex patterns attract attention. Uniform color dissolves into the environment. Against rock, soil, and bark, the cougar's outline fades. Even large prey animals often fail to recognize the shape of the predator until it is already close. Very close. Sometimes 10 meters, sometimes less. And at that point, the hunt stops being about stealth and becomes about physics. Because inside the mountain lion's body, something is loading. CGI, skeleton, and tendon system. The rear legs of a cougar function like launch mechanisms. Massive quadriceps muscles generate force. But the real secret lies in the tendons. The cougar crouches. Muscle contracts slowly. The tendons stretch. Energy builds. Like a compressed spring, nothing happens yet. The prey keeps feeding. The forest remains quiet. But potential energy is building inside the predator. Then the release comes. The tendons recoil. Stored energy converts instantly into motion. The mountain lion launches forward, not with the sustained speed of a chase predator, but with a violent burst of acceleration. In a single leap, the cougar can cross more than 12 meters, sometimes even farther. And because the paws remain soft and padded, the landing is nearly silent. The prey hears something only when it is already too late. But the jump isn't meant to kill. The jump is meant to break balance. Many prey animals are much larger than a mountain lion. Deer, elk, animals weighing several hundred kilograms. But size becomes a disadvantage the moment balance disappears. When the cougar lands on the back or shoulder of its target, the sudden shift in weight throws the prey off center. Legs scramble, hooves slide, momentum collapses, and gravity becomes the predator's ally. Once the prey stumbles, the cougar moves to the next phase, the kill bite. CGI, skull and cervical vertebrae. The bite is not random, it is aimed. Two long canines slide into the neck. If the teeth compress the windpipe, breathing stops. If the bite lands higher, the cervical vertebrae twist under pressure. Either the airway collapses or the nervous system loses control. In both cases, the result arrives quickly. The mountain lion is not the strongest predator in North America, but it doesn't need to be, because it attacks the systems that keep the body alive, air and nerve signals. Precision beats brute force, but killing prey creates another problem. The forest is full of listeners. Coyotes smell blood. Bears detect the carcass from kilometers away. Wolves investigate the noise of the struggle. If they find the kill, the mountain lion loses everything. So the predator does something unexpected. It moves the body. CGI, shoulder mechanics. The shoulder blades of a mountain lion are not fixed to the skeleton the way they are in many animals. They float in muscle. This design allows the forelimbs to extend forward with tremendous range and leverage. The cougar grips the carcass and begins to drag. Across dirt, across rocks, sometimes uphill, even when the prey weighs more than the predator itself. Then the body disappears. Leaves, dirt, branches. The kill is gone, This behavior is called caching. The mountain lion hides the prey and leaves, but not for long. It will return later. One deer can feed the predator for several days. Hiding the carcass keeps scavengers away, and it reveals the real strategy behind the mountain lion: efficiency. Mountain lions cannot afford waste. Every chase costs energy. Every injury risks death. So the cougar avoids unnecessary fights. One hunt, one strike, then silence again. This is also why mountain lions live alone. Unlike wolves or lions, they do not depend on groups. One individual may control hundreds of square kilometers of territory, which means encounters between mountain lions are rare. But the absence of sightings can be misleading, because while humans hike through forests and mountains across North America, the cougar is often there too, watching, measuring distance, evaluating risk. Most of the time, the animal simply turns away. The encounter never happens. The predator melts back into rock and shadow. But when conditions are perfect, distance short, noise low, escape impossible, the entire biological system activates. Muscles load, tendons stretch, eyes lock onto movement, and the distance between predator and prey collapses in a single motion. The forest barely notices. There is no long chase, no drawn-out battle, just silence, a leap, a bite, and the sudden end of movement. But the hunt doesn't rely only on muscle. It also depends on vision, because many mountain lion hunts happen at dusk or in darkness. CGI, eye structure. Inside the cougar's eye is a reflective layer called the Tapetum Lucidum. Light enters the eye, hits the retina, then reflects back through it a second time. The same light is used twice. In the dark, that difference matters. Movement appears where other animals see nothing. Night doesn't hide prey, it hides the predator. But vision alone isn't enough once the attack begins. Because the moment the cougar lands on its prey, everything becomes unstable. Bodies twist, hooves kick, momentum shifts violently, and that's where the tail becomes critical. CGI, spine and tail balance. The mountain lion's long tail acts as a counterbalance. Small movements shift the center of gravity while the animal jumps or turns. This allows the cougar to stay mounted on prey even while the animal tries to shake it off. Without that balance, the predator would lose control during the most dangerous seconds of the hunt. And those seconds matter, because mountain lions cannot afford serious injuries. Unlike wolves or lions, they hunt alone. A broken leg or damaged joint would end the hunt permanently. So the cougar does something many predators don't. It refuses bad opportunities. Many hunts never happen. The animal watches, measures distance, evaluates the risk, and often decides the moment isn't worth it. Because survival for a mountain lion doesn't depend on attacking everything. It depends on attacking only when success is almost certain. That same calculation is why encounters with humans are rare. Most of the time, the predator simply watches, then disappears back into the forest. The mountain lion is not the fastest predator, not the strongest, but it may be the most efficient, because it rarely wastes energy, rarely reveals itself, rarely gives prey time to react. And in cougar territory, the most dangerous predator is the one you never saw.